All right, we got this 99 F250. It's got a front end change up on it. It's got the 0506 front end on it, but it is a 7.3 4R100. Got this truck in. The motor that came out of the truck had zero compression. Somebody had been trying to diagnose a crank no start issue and spraying it with starter fluid and washed the rings out, and now it has no compression. You could literally spin that motor over by the key and it just sounded like it had no pistons in it. It just free spin. It spin as fast as the starter could spin it. The rings get worn out inside the cylinder when you spray them with starter fluid. It wears out the rings and makes the rings lose seal, and then you get no compression and no start. So customer provided another motor. Pulled this one. He pulled this one out of a van, I believe it was. Either a van or an ambulance, I can't remember. But getting this thing dressed up, ready to go in this truck. There's a few things that are different. I had to change the valve covers. The valve covers are different. I just set the old ones on that other motor. There's a few ports that I had to switch over. This plug in the back of the cylinder head right here had to be changed. This exhaust manifold had to be changed. Both engine mounts and perches, and the oil cooler is also different. The stands are a different size. Water pump, like I said, there's a few odds and ends that are different. They're both 7.3s, but because one came in a van and one came in a truck, they are dressed differently. You can see that other port right there where I had to pull the plug, because this one actually had a like a little nipple in it for another coolant fitting. I'm guessing there was a heater core hose at the back of that cylinder head in the van, where this truck has them both in the front. So we got that ready. Like I said, I had to change over the oil cooler, which is this piece here. This entire tube here is an oil cooler that bolts to the side of the block. Both engine mounts are different. Like I said, I'm just stealing parts off of one and switch them to the other in order to get this engine to fit into this truck. He has this brand new water pump on here that I'm going to steal off that he wants to swap over to the other engine. I do have a new gasket for it. I've already switched over the fuel filter housing and all the lines for it. I think I'm actually ready to set it in the frame of the truck. I'll probably go ahead and do that. Like I said, I've already changed over the engine mounts and one exhaust manifold. This exhaust manifold is the same as that other one, but the one on the other side is different. I'm not really sure why, but there's some kind of clearance issue with the van where that valve cover didn't work. I may switch this valve cover out. This one's fine, but it's got this big dent in it. I don't know, it's not really an issue. I might get in the truck and switch it out later because this dipstick is also bent. So I might do that valve cover and this dipstick. But we haven't gotten that far yet. Like I say, I'm in the middle of just walking around this thing and make sure there's nothing that's going to be hard to get to once it's in the frame of the truck. These engines actually don't come with an exhaust gasket at all. They're actually a machine finish from the factory. So it's just the exhaust manifold just bolts to the cylinder head with no gasket whatsoever. You can buy these exhaust gaskets, but I just use high temp silicone. They work perfectly fine. I have not had no issue with any of these trucks having a problem with that silicone sealing. Like I said, they're pretty much machine flat. Just I won't bolt it back without it because it is an older part, so they don't make quite right. So just a little bit of silicone. Like I said, a very, very thin bead of silicone. And I mean, you just barely, just a tiny bit of silicone in there. But got this one pretty much dressed up, ready to go. It's dripping oil on my freaking floor. Pretty much dressed up, ready to go, I believe. I think I'm gonna go ahead and set this thing in the frame rails tonight. I might. We'll see how I feel. I'm a little tired. Running on energy drinks at the moment, which isn't the best, but we'll get it. Got all the other parts up there laid out and ready to go in. Turbo and piping and wire harness, all that stuff sitting up there waiting. I don't know. We'll see. I guess the next clip of this video you'll see is probably going to be the engine sitting in the frame rail. My cherry picker is over here chilling. I've had to change that thing on. I left this thing outside for a few years, and that ram blew the seal at the top, and you can just get those things from Harbor Freight. So I just bought me one from Harbor Freight. But we are going to get this thing set in here. I need to get it off my lift. Get it out of my way. I need my lift. But let's go.